Hello creatives, this is Munya Scripts, and today we are going to be looking on how to make the most of your copyrighted music. Okay, so what do they mean by this? Let us try to go around and see what do they mean. They are basically telling us, as an independent songwriter, it is absolutely vital to quote the clash. Okay, you know your rights. Let us try to see what the clutch is. The video is unavailable right now. Okay, so we continue. Maybe by reading it we may get to understand it better. Before we break the basics down, let us clear up a common misconception. Okay, many songwriters believe they do not own their work until they have filed a formal copyright request. The truth is, it's your intellectual property. Okay, from the moment you decide a song is finished and it exists in a tangible form, okay, like a demo recording or lead sheet. Okay, this means that you own the copyright for the composition, and many exploit your work in a number of ways, including what rights do you get. Okay, produce the work, distribute copies of the work, perform the work publicly, okay, make a derivative work, then display the work publicly. Okay, so let us look at one, that is performing your song. According to Copyright Act of 1976, you may control public performances of your work at any place where a substantial number of personas, okay, outside of a normal circle of a family and its social acquaintances are gathered. So if at all it is not family members, or they are like outside the former family members, like the normal circle of your family members. This covers everything from concert venues to football stadiums, but does not give you the right to monitor, say, birthday parties or bar mitzvahs. Copyright holders may also license their work via collection societies and earn royalties from radio play, TV broadcasts, live performances, and streams. Okay, so I try to gather this information and bring it near you. Okay, streaming your song. So if so another one is streaming your song. Payouts from digital streaming services have been inconsistent and racked with fraud history. Okay, so make sure you do your research and recognize current mechanical rates. If your songs are on Spotify and have logged more than 10,000 streams, you can get a general sense of your potential earnings with a royalty estimator. Okay, then distributing your music, whether it is through homemade CDs, a personal website, or a dedicated distribution platform such as CD Baby or Distrokid, who delivers your work to streaming services around the globe. Distributing your work is one of a songwriter's principal rights. So basically, you as the songwriter or the artist, because at times you find that most of the artists in Africa are the songwriters of their content basically. So you totally have the rights to distribute it to anywhere where you want. And when we talk of a songwriter, we basically also mean that this basically also goes to the copyright owner. You may not be the songwriter, but you're the copyright owner, like you purchased it all. Okay, then when we come here to reproducing your song, while streams are counted, okay, while streams are counted for roughly 83% of the recording industry revenue in 2020, the demand for vinyl and cassette tapes continues to grow. Songwriters have the right to produce physical copies themselves or pay a manufacturer to do so on their behalf. Okay. Then we continue saying that reproduction also refers to digital downloads. Okay, this means that anyone who wants to copy your song, whether by releasing, okay, the primary recording or a cover, needs to pay you a license fee. Okay, so basically meaning you as you as the writer or the copyright owner, if someone wants to reproduce your song, that someone has to pay you first, okay, for the license fee that was set either by you or by your distributor. Because you find that I can do a cover song, if at all I happen to pay $12 in my Distrokid, they negotiate the terms and they allow me to do that song. Okay, then creating derivative works. A derivative work is a musical arrangement that alters key elements of another composition. As the songwriter of an original work, you have the right to change, adapt, or transform it as you see fit. However, another songwriter cannot co-opt substantial portions of your work and call it their work. So other songwriters that can do that maybe transform the key in which your first song was done to another key. Yes, they can do that, but with your rights. Then another thing is they cannot call it their work. They have to accredit you. Okay, a major example of this is the hit single Barred Lines. In a closely watched federal case, Robin Thicke and Parallel Williams were ordered to pay Marvin Gaye's family $7.3 million for their song's inescapable similarities to Gaye's chart-topping single "Got to Give It Up." While the historic ruling was eventually reduced to $5.3 million, Gaye was given a co-writer credit that spilled over into the Weird Al Yankovic parody word crimes. Unlike Barred Lines, it classifies as a parody and falls under the same fair use category as derivative works that were created for educational purposes or as a form of social commentary or criticism. Another example would be the two Live Crew song Pretty Woman, which was declared a parody based on the Roy Orbison ballad or Pretty Woman. That case went all the way up to the Supreme Court and established a a precedent for similar forms of fair use. Okay. Then creating visual representations of your song. This may be the least invoked right of the songwriter, but that is not to say it is unimportant. It applies to virtual representations of musical works, printed materials like sheet music and lyrics. For instance, rather than the sound recording itself, more commonly, this right protects audio visuals material containing your copyrighted work, such as music videos. Anytime someone wants to use a song in conjunction with a moving picture, they need to secure a synchronous license and pay a fee with the writers, publishers of that song. We hope this gives you a solid grounding in your basic rights as a songwriter, and some of the ways you can use those rights both to protect your intellectual property and earn money through their performance or backplay. Okay, as what I'm doing right now, I'm basically playing my music in the background of this video. So it basically means that I'm being paid for synchronous rights, okay? Because my YouTube channel is basically under monetization, and I registered with the Songtrust. So it basically means that whenever this video is played, I earn, okay? Both mechanical rights and synchronous rights. For more information, please consult legal advisors or the US Copyright Office website. Okay, so thanks for watching, and please remember we are carrying on a project that is Shanana Afro, where we call for your support, okay, to see that we make it come true, whereby we are going to be moving different districts in Uganda, okay, to see that we change the lives of creatives. We teach them on how to read, because most of them cannot read. We teach them on how to read, because everything is basically going digital. So if you cannot sit online and read, if at all you cannot upload your content and then people stream it, then it means however much you may be talented, then you cannot get your talent out there to people. Then the other thing we would be looking at is skilling them with some skills. Imagine they can design their flyers or banners. Are you seeing that? So they can earn from those skills that we have given them, okay, or reduce and cap up the costs they would have paid for. Because if they are to upload their content online and yet they don't know how to create flyers, they don't know how to create album covers, it basically means they have to pay extra money to people who are going to be doing that. So we are looking at equipping our artists to see that we let them understand how to go about it. After releasing a song, where do you go? After working on a certain movie, where do you go? How do you collect your earnings, and all such stuff, so that we see the industry grow. Because once they earn, potentially also the government gets revenue, because as you earn, there are taxes. After earning, there is a time whereby you are going to be investing that money that you have happened to get, okay? And as you invest it, you also employ other fellow youth. So I'll be glad if I'm given some support through our email that is on PayPal, that is nyenjeisaac95@gmail.com. So please remember, you and I can change our communities for the better. I call for your support, and I'll be glad if I'm supported.